I'm Derek Joyce and I'm here with Paul O'Murda, and this is I'm Not the Expert, but this is a podcast where we'll discuss everything from the most complex ideas that we know nothing about to the simplest ideas that we probably know nothing about either. So put the kettle on, get comfy and join us. Unlike other Fridays, one very recently, it's lovely out this morning.
It is. The sun is splitting the trees.
It's cracking. Yesterday evening was gorgeous,
yeah,
man.
I hope it holds off because I'm in Dalymount tonight in the uncovered stand. So
there's rain coming across from the west. I know.
Lovely, just what I needed.
And it's supposed to be out this evening, and tomorrow is meant to be a very messy day. Christ. And then after that, haven't a clue.
Okay.
Haven't a clue.
I won't be going to the air show tomorrow then.
Oh, the air show's on.
Yeah.
People are going to get pissed
this
on.
weekend. Oh, come here. Have you seen what they've done? They've got the air show, a music festival in Dunleary, Celtic versus Wolves at the Aviva on the Saturday, all on the dart line.
Yeah.
Then you've got the All-Ireland final on Sunday, the second day of the air show, and the second day of the music festival in Dunleary.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a heavy weekend.
So
it's going
if
to be
you are
hard.
heading out, guys, go early. Give yourselves plenty of time.
Hand signals and gestures.
Okay.
We all
explain.
know hand signals and gestures, what we'll use to gesture to somebody who's not within earshot of an intention or an approval.
Right, like a thumbs up or whatever. Okay.
Yeah, gestures and what they mean in other countries.
Oh, okay.
And because everybody knows the ubiquitous thumbs up.
That was the first one that popped into my mind, yeah. It's good luck or well done or fair play.
Well, we all know what it means.
Nice
and
one, yeah.
Anybody listening to this, they're going, well done.
Yeah.
I approve. Good job.
See it on the football pitch all the time. You know, if it's a good pass through and he makes a mess of it, he gives a thumbs up to the lad that played it.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that kind of shite. That's what it means here.
Okay.
That's what it means in the UK. And that's
universal.
probably, I would have said that's what it means in the Western Hemisphere. But I'm not saying that's what it means in the Western Hemisphere with as much conviction as I would say that's what it means here.
Okay.
So in parts of Italy and parts of Greece, and then you've got Afghanistan and Iran.
Okay.
Thumbs up doesn't mean good job, buddy.
Okay, what's it mean?
It means up your arse.
So basically it's equivalent to our middle finger, essentially.
I think middle finger is
fuck you.
But it's much more than up your arse, man. It's much more vulgar and it's great. I love it. It's brilliant. Yeah. I don't like getting it. Yeah. I don't like doing it. I'm not open to doing it every day. Fuck you, man. But I think it's a great signal. But thumbs up your arse in Afghanistan, Iran, parts of Italy and Greece, which really did surprise me.
Yeah, like I thought, European
and what parts of Italy?
And stuff. Northern Italy, probably. Yeah.
I know. I would have said if it's parts of Greece as well, then it's more the south
Italy. Yes, makes sense.
But I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
It means up your arse, and it will piss people off in those places. So if you're going on holiday,
I was just
going to
say that
what you're doing.
I think this podcast might be very good for people going on holiday at this time of year because completely. I would not have known that in Italy or Greece. You know?
Yeah, and I mean I've been all over the world and. It would be, somebody would give you a couple of points or you'd come back to your spot and there's a new point and the barman or bar girl looks down at you and you're like, fucking nice one, man.
Nice one,
and it's thumbs up. Fuck knows what it means to the person you were saying it to. But yeah, the two-fingered salute.
Yeah, well,
everybody knows.
The V sign, yeah.
Yeah. It's not the V sign.
No, but you know what I mean. The fucking two fingers, yeah.
Well, you see, that's the difference. The V sign is
the reserve.
The palm,
the reverse.
Palm of the hand away from you.
Yeah.
Is the V sign victory.
Or peace.
Which we will get to.
Okay.
But the two-fingered salute.
Yeah.
The legend goes that British archers or bowmen, when they were captured by the French troops, would have their fingers chopped off. So they couldn't draw the bows. They were archers for the army and they couldn't draw the bows because you draw a bow string with your
those
index
fingers.
finger and your middle finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the legend has it have them chopped off so they couldn't do it. So the two-fingered salute was announcing to your foe, the French in this case,
That you hadn't been.
I still have my 2 fingers.
Yeah, you didn't get me.
Yeah, so
Okay.
in Agincourt in 1415, this was the go-to taunt for the British forces, with the fingers up in the air. And someone I read has suggested pluck you. Pluck you sounds very poetically like fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you, Y-E-W,
Is the type of wood
is the type of wood that was the long bows were
made.
made from, and the long bows were
That's accurate.
famous because they were so good.
Yeah.
So it works in that respect.
So pluck you is accompanied with the V sign.
Apparently it did.
I believe it.
There's absolutely no evidence
Oh, okay.
to support either of those facts. And
So even the 2 finger salute,
even the
there's no
2-fingered
evidence for
yeah,
that.
there was no
Okay.
evidence. It's nice to think of because I heard it years ago when I was a kid and I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it does sound
That
really cool.
is so good. I love it. There's no evidence for it,
Oh.
or there's none I could find. And I read
So-
articles.
And did you
of
find
people,
any kind of contradicting evidence for another origin for it?
Nope.
Well, then I'm going with that one then.
Yeah,
I'm sticking
just
with that.
like the Celts knocking on wood, I'm going with that one.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
can be an urban myth, but
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, but
it's out there now.
But I found articles of people saying there's no evidence for it ever having occurred
Right.
in the annals of history or whatever
Okay.
like that. And the pluck you, it strikes me, was just added by somebody
That seems like a later
relatively
edition.
recently.
Yeah, because
As-
it fits so nicely with fuck you.
It's
no,
it is.
absolutely,
It's
yeah.
brilliant. But and it's very clever and it's very good. And somebody read the U tree and they were like, "Fucking pluck you, works for me. Fuck you, yeah, great, fantastic." And then it just became
It's almost
it's
almost
too
Python-esque.
easy. But I'd never heard the term pluck you, and it had never occurred to me before I read it.
Yeah.
And I understood it immediately, and I'm sure lots of people have.
I can see
But
myself
it was
going
just
around
like-
today telling people pluck you.
yeah, it was just too well done, too neat, too tidy, and there's no evidence for it. So that's it.
I like it. So
If you're listening to this,
I'm keeping it.
there's no evidence for the 2-fingered salute being British bowmen or pluck you.
Okay, well I'm sold on it.
But people, British people, Irish people, everybody, Americans, anybody will always exercise caution when ordering 2 of anything.
Oh God, yeah.
So it's always very, very careful about what
I
you
don't know
do.
whether or not. No, and I'm open to correction on this, but is the 2-fingered salute used in America at all? It's very much the 1-finger salute, isn't it?
That was
The middle finger.
That was I read that was the Americanized influence, their version of the 2-fingered salute.
Yeah, it was the 1-finger.
But my point is, even Americans ordering anything will be very cautious about
Okay. Using 2 fingers.
using 2 fingers to order 2. I'll have 2 then, please. It's always
I always palm
the
out.
outward
I always do that, yeah.
2-finger salute.
Yeah. Comes from somewhere.
It comes from somewhere and it originated somewhere, and I couldn't find out where that was, but apparently it wasn't the bowmen of the English armies in the 15th century.
Okay.
So yeah, there you go. The inverted 2-finger salute, the
Yeah.
V sign, which
With the
we all
palm
know,
out.
or the peace,
Yeah.
with your palm out, was used by Winston Churchill in World War II
On
as
VE Day,
a
yeah.
V, a victory sign.
Yeah.
And if you've seen, is it The Darkest Hour?
I
The
have
Darkest Hour.
Yes.
You know Dunkirk.
Yeah.
That's about getting the troops out from Dunkirk.
Yeah.
The Darkest Hour is Winston Churchill's story of getting the troops out from Dunkirk, so it doesn't
Yeah.
concentrate
I haven't
on
seen
Dunkirk.
it, but,
It's
yeah.
brilliant. It's really, really good. Gary Oldman is fantastic. in
Yeah,
it.
I'm not a
But
fan
they
of
do
Winston
they do
Churchill.
a thing of him using the V sign and doing
Yeah.
it wrong, and his secretary tells him, like, you did it wrong, that means up your bum. And she's laughing about it, and he quizzes her about it, like, what are you laughing at? And that's
Yeah.
how it became kind of.
And of course, Richard Nixon, when he was leaving the White House on but not Air Force One, what's the bloody helicopter Navy one, is it?
It could be. I don't know.
You know that famous thing, and he goes up the steps and he turns and he gives
Yeah.
the 2 victory symbols
Yeah.
when he was leaving the White House after resigning.
Yeah.
Like, victory, what? You won nothing, Nixon. You won nothing.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was. Well, I think the V sign, and this is just my opinion, was his victory sign. It was his victory because he wasn't impeached. He wasn't sacked. He resigned.
Yeah.
So
I know, but at that stage,
fuck
he
you,
was
lads.
still denying everything.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but
the full thing came
it's
out,
a subliminal message that you fucking didn't get me.
I won,
Yeah. So that was his victory.
Yeah.
Anyway, the inverted peace sign. It was then annexed by the hippies in the 1960s in Woodstock as the peace sign that we all know.
Yeah.
And again, it was attempted by the Spice Girls in 1997 as a symbol for girl power.
That's mad.
Yeah, I don't ever remember reading or hearing about them having co-opted the peace sign as a girl power sign, but I do remember images of them.
Oh yeah, Scary Spice always doing it.
Always, yeah. And that must have been, who was their manager? Was it Louis fucking Walsh?
No, I don't think it was. Might have been Simon Cowell actually.
Probably was, but it would have been a suggestion that, here, listen, co-opt this. And I think they were looking, and I'm not vilifying them for it, but I think they were looking to co-opt a sign such as a peace sign for their movement of girl power in much the same way that heavy metal has its, and I'm not even going to describe what it is, but heavy metal has its own hand sign that all the rockers and heavy metals use, and everybody knows what it is, but that's what I mean.
The hard beast, yeah. Interestingly enough, though, just as an aside to the Spice Girls, now I wouldn't have been a fan of the Spice Girls.
Yeah, you would.
Not at all. Do you remember back in the day when we had our radio show?
Yeah.
I got a couple of freebies to see Mel C at the Olympia.
So you were there, first in line.
No,
with your Mel C t-shirt.
No,
you were.
It was a Monday night. I was like, what else would you do?
He even remembers what day it was.
Cause
yeah.
Because it was a Monday night, I was like, what else would you be doing? Free tickets. So myself and herself went, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Her style of music couldn't be further from what the Spice Girls did. It's quite raunchy, kind of not heavy metal, but a lot closer to heavy metal than pop.
It was very rocky.
Edgy, rocky. I came home, downloaded all her stuff, and I've been a massive fan ever since. So there you go.
I've never been a fan of her, but I do remember them as a group and her sticking out like sore thumb because she had some sort of creative engine.
Talent is the word you're looking for,
but she had a creativity that wasn't mass produced.
Yeah.
And when they all kind of went their separate ways and everybody in the normal world went, oh fucking hell, now there's 5 solo acts.
Now there's 5 of them, yeah.
Mel C was a cut above the rest of them.
Yeah, she's probably the only one that's still kind of successful.
And she had a great voice.
Solo. And then she ended up in Jesus Christ Superstar. She was brilliant in that as well.
I never saw that.
Have you not? Oh, she was absolutely incredible in that. So there you go.
Anyway, back to that ubiquitous rocker sign that all rockers used to use.
And I'm
still not describing what the sign is because everyone knows what it is. Okay.
But I have a theory about it, and I always took this to be what it's supposed to be. If you look at how it's done, right?
Yeah.
If you look side on to it, you have a 6.
Yeah.
Right? If you flip it around, you have another 6. If you turn it upside down, you have another 6. 666, the number of the beast, and it's the horned beast.
I think that's a lot of bollocks.
Well, I've always taken that to be the case. I didn't pull that out my arse. I was told about that.
I think you licked it off a rock.
Now, it could have been very much, some far-right Christians or something might have come up with that theory and said, heavy metal is the devil's music.
No, I don't even think it was that. I think it was some little flute lying in bed on a Saturday morning looking at the hand he was going to have a wank with and then saying, wow, look at that, 6. Not bad. Yeah, so no.
So if there's any metalers out there listening to us, please do get in touch on our Facebook and tell Del how wrong he is.
Anyway, the devil's horns, that ubiquitous rock-on sign. Rock and roll, or rock. I have never shouted any of those things at any of the metal gigs I've ever been to.
No, because you get your head bit off.
I've never heard anybody do it either. I've heard people.
I have. Wayne from Wayne's World.
Okay, I've no answer for that because it's shite.
That doesn't go, but yes.
It's
rock on.
I've never been at a gig where I've heard people yelling and fuck yeah and all that kind of thing and AC/DC or whatever it was I was at, but I've never heard anybody shout rock or rock on.
Yeah.
And
you'll probably
definitely not rock and roll.
Yeah, but you'll probably find that what you're referencing there is from movies or TV shows that are aimed at a specific age group, and if they put in what they're actually saying, like, fuck yeah, that then jumps it up to a PG-13 or, you know, may well be. Like, there's loads of little phrases like that have kind of, you know, snuck into common usage literally because they were replacing swear words in movies.
Which is another thing that annoys me. What actually I used to find hilarious was the ITV.
I was about to say that. Forget Rambo.
Are you funning my wife?
Are you what?
Funning my wife.
I don't remember that one.
I don't even remember what it's from, and I think it might have been a Harry Enfield parody. But it was
one of the Beverly Hills Cop movies, and Eddie Murphy's trying to work out how to use a shoulder launch bloody stinger missile from the back of the car, and he's messing with it. And then he goes, "Forget Rambo," puts it on his shoulder.
Yeah, it's fucking garbage.
Which is basically
it was terrible.
Yes, but yeah, ITV used to do that.
Yeah,
way
very
back in the
very
day,
poor. And it was so they could show them before the watershed, the 9 p.m. watershed. Yeah, they were garbage.
Man.
There was actually fuckle. The words,
the Irish word fuckle,
which we spoke about, didn't we?
No, we spoke to.
Oh, sorry, I was talking about my nephews because they were talking to me about the Irish they'd learned in school.
Okay.
Right, story goes, I was talking to my nephews about the Irish they'd learned in school, and they were telling me loads of Irish, and there was a love for it. There was a gra for the Irish language they were speaking, even if they didn't take out your Irish books and they're like, oh God, here we go. But they were doing it. And they were learning it. And I was subsequently talking to a friend of mine last Friday, and he doesn't speak Irish, and I don't speak Irish. And I said to him, you know why we don't speak Irish, don't you? And he goes,
yep. We hated it in school.
Yep, because it was beaten into us. And it was not beaten physically. And it was nothing to do with the teachers teaching it. It was the syllabus they had to and were required to teach us. And that's why we didn't learn.
And it was all done by rote.
It's done. There was repetition. No love. There was no passion. No. There was nothing. And there is now.
There is a bit of it now, yeah.
I see the Irish teachers in my school and their passion for it, and it's just lovely to watch.
Yeah.
Lovely to see.
Now even my own daughters.
Not even when they're talking to their students, the passion with that. The passion of them talking between themselves. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. My
own daughter's a third year primary school teacher in college now. She's in her third year in college, and she adores the language. Absolutely adores it, you know. Now, she struggled with it. Like, she wasn't, you know, great at Irish, but she got what she needed to get. And she just has such a gra for it. So I'm sure, you know, when it comes to teaching it, like, that'll be the first thing she'll impart on her students. Will be the, you know, how beautiful the language is, the passion for it, and why we're learning it. As opposed to just remember this. And that's how we were taught. That's literally how we were taught. You know?
So, yeah, it's heartbreaking and it's embarrassing that I don't know my own language. And I may learn it somewhere down the line.
I've tried in adulthood.
Yeah, I have a couple of words, but I don't have conversation Irish.
I've tried in adulthood to learn it, but I'm really struggling as well. I'm crap at languages anyway. I'm really bad at languages. But
doesn't stop you trying to do the impressions.
I can do accents.
No, you can't do accents.
I can do, mate.
His go-to was the Liverpudlian accent. If we've got any Liverpool people out there,
that was loads.
Slate him on Facebook, please. I got way off. The Devil's Horns.
Yeah.
In Portugal, Spain, Italy, Brazil, and Colombia, the Devil's Horns does not mean rock on, or anything like that. It means your ma has many partners. Or has an otherwise questionable sexual appetite. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So all those Spanish or Portuguese or Colombian fans in a rock concert are all saying something to each other that has some fucking inference to it. Wow.
That's not good.
No, it's not. Is it any wonder they fight and skank at rock concerts?
There you go.
Drinking with your little finger out.
Okay. I think I know where this is going. Rosie was telling me one this morning, come on. I
don't see it that often. And
it's very English upper class thing, isn't it?
It's not that it's English and upper class, but if somebody picks up fine bone china, it's not with a full fucking hand.
Yeah,
it's with as few fingers as possible.
Tiny
if someone is
handle as well.
If I've seen sommeliers who do wine tasting and shit like that.
Yeah.
And they're holding the glass by the stem and not by the body of the glass. And they've got a finger out. So I have seen it done. I don't see it that often. But it's often used to parody a snob.
Yes, yeah.
You know, hello, la-di-da, all that kind of thing. It's used to parody a snob. In medieval times, a wealthy person would taste spices by dipping their little finger into what it would have been, it's like a grain sack, the burlap sack.
Whatever. Yeah.
And they dip their finger in and taste the spice before they buy any. So that could be where it comes from.
That's where the snobbish thing comes from,
Yeah. And so that was hence the pinky finger out, because that's the least used finger when they grab something.
Yeah.
Or the least required finger when they pick something up, pick a weight up or a pot up or a cup up or whatever it is. So maybe that's the one they use to taste spices and other stuff like that for that reason.
Because it was the cleanest one.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I mean, and you know, if your hand is dirty, wash the fucking thing.
I know. But
in China,
this is...
the pinky finger out means something very, very different.
It's the equivalent of the middle finger, isn't it?
No.
Is it not?
If you do it
it
in company of a person, so say I'm here having a drink with you, whether it's tea or coffee or alcohol or whatever it may be, and I've got my pinky finger out and we're both Chinese, I think very little of you.
Yeah, so
that's what it means. So it's not a middle finger. It's not that fuck you, man. Middle finger. It's I don't think much of you as a person, as a professional, of your life, or anything like that. So I don't know if it's because of, and just thinking off the top of my head, is when the British not owned China, but controlled China and Hong Kong and all that kind of thing. Was it the Chinese looking at the English nobility and rulers, drinking with their little finger
and saying,
out,
you're basically
and saying,
a Brit.
Look at them, fucking, they're slighting us. That's offensive to us now. Yeah. So it might have been something like that.
So to do that
but
now, you're basically calling them an invader,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be.
You're like those funny little people who invaded us. Yeah, no, I absolutely get that. Pretty cool, actually.
The come here to me you gesture.
Yeah.
The come here to me you. Come here to me, fucking come here to me. That's the fist made with your palm facing in, with your index finger,
one finger up and you're
rolling back towards your face, going, come here to me you.
It's very rude.
It's really rude.
Yeah, it's just such
It's considered rude everywhere.
So many teachers used to do it all the time.
I see parents doing it.
Do you?
I see teachers doing it. It's done everywhere. It's
so ignorant.
And I say everywhere because everywhere I looked, because when I was looking this up, I was looking for articles that were saying, in this society, in this place, it's considered rude if you do that come here to me you thing. And it's everywhere. It's international.
It's considered rude everywhere.
Yeah, it's if you are in a pub, a room, or whatever it is, and you say, come here to me you, the person on the receiving end of that come here to me you isn't going to be fucking happy with you. So it's considered really rude, and it's thought of as a way to summon a domesticated animal rather than a person. But you shouldn't fucking do it to an animal either.
Yeah, to your dog. Yeah.
Come here to me you. And it's body language and it's attitude, and the dog is gonna, oh fuck, I'm in trouble here, and slink in the door trying not to get a kick in the arse.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be fucking done at all. Cats though couldn't give a fuck.
No, well, that's.
And I
remember position once, of all cats and everything.
I do remember once when I was living in County Meath, the cat in the house just, come here to me you, and deliberately over emphasizing the come here to me you to the cat. Cat just looked the other way out the window. They didn't give a shit. So it's like, cats don't give a fuck. Don't do it to dogs.
I'm not a cat fan.
Don't waste your time doing it to cats.
No.
Or goldfish.
Moving on.
In Japan, if you want someone to come to you, and we're talking about the come here to me you thing, which you shouldn't fucking do, but in Japan, if you want someone to come to you, put your hand out, like do with me, hand out, palm down.
Okay.
So your palm is facing the floor, and wave your fingers together, not wiggle your fingers, wave your fingers back and forward.
Okay, so the opposite to this.
Yeah, but it's palm down, which is come here to me. But it's also, if you've got your hand and you're listening to this and you're doing that, it's a get the fuck away.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought.
Yeah.
Palm up, come here. Palm down, go away.
There you go.
Yeah.
But it's a get the fuck away from me. In South Korea, and I thought this was great, and everybody should fucking do this. In South Korea, when you're receiving anything from anybody, whether you've bought it, whether you've been served it, whether you've given it as a present, or whatever the fuck it is, take it with both your hands.
Yes.
To show respect.
Yes.
Fully for the transaction that's going on between you and the giver.
Absolutely agree with that, yeah. Absolutely.
It's the same in Japan and Vietnam and in China. And it was when I was flying back from, and I was very uncomfortable with this. When I flew back from Australia a lifetime ago, I stopped over in Narita airport in Japan.
Okay.
And I went down to the shop, had no language, and there was no Google Translate at that time. And it was just pointing and smiling. And the girl handed me something that I'd bought in what I thought was milk, which wasn't fucking milk. Because they all think we smell like dairy because we've got such a dairy diet.
Okay.
And what I'd bought was what I thought was milk, but it was rice milk.
Okay.
Because they don't have a dairy diet. They eat a lot of fish.
Yeah.
As far as I know. But they think we smell like dairy.
Okay.
But she handed me something, and I remember my dad telling me, because my dad was a sailor around the world.
Oh, okay.
I remember him telling me. Well, that's where I get the travel bug. Yeah,
definitely.
He said, take it with both hands, and I took it with both hands, and it was a lot of bowing by her behind the counter, which I was very uncomfortable with because I was thinking, you don't have to fucking bow to me, but it's not subservience. It was respect.
Yeah.
And I was really uncomfortable with it, but she was just showing respect because I hadn't just taken it with one hand while I was putting me money away or anything like that. It was both hands. So I was really uncomfortable
that you were doing that.
But it was fantastic. But it was acknowledged. So you should take.
Absolutely.
On the flip side of that, in India, it's okay to take something with one hand. You don't have to do the two-handed.
Right.
Massive respect for the transaction between us thing. You can take it with one hand, provided it's not your left hand.
Ah, okay.
Which they consider the dirty hand.
Ah, yes.
Which really makes me feel bad for me and every other left-handed person in the world.
Yeah.
But there you go. So in India, you need to catch up. My left hand is not fucking dirty.
You know where that comes from though, don't you?
No.
Do you not know where that comes from?
No.
Okay, it's quite rude. Basically,
it's not the cleanest podcast, so
they eat with one hand.
Yeah.
They hold their penis when they're peeing with the other, and they wipe their bum with the other. And never the same.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. No, I didn't know that.
That's where that comes from, yeah. And
'Cause
never the twain shall meet or cross. You know?
Fuck when they're praying.
So it does make sense now, if you think about it.
High five would be a really, really tricky situation, wouldn't it? Or a fist bump, get that fucking... Where's that been?
That's exactly it.
Fucking hell.
There you go.
In Japan, two hands clasped together, accompanied by gomen, Gomen.
Now this is beautiful synchronicity here that
means sorry.
Oh, okay, no, but that's not the one I was going to go with then, but when we get onto it now in a minute.
If two hands clasped together again is done while onagai is being said.
Okay. And in what country is this now we're talking
Japan.
about? Oh, sorry.
In onagai, so two hands clasped together, onagai, means please.
Yeah.
And apparently the video I watched, it was a Japanese girl, she was saying it's mostly said by women. So I don't know what men do if they want to say sorry or please or whatever. But
maybe they don't. Maybe a male
which is fucking wrong.
Maybe men don't say please.
Yeah, well, that's what's wrong. That's wrong then. I'm not saying Japan do that. I'm sure they're all very respectful. But for anybody that doesn't say sorry or please. fuck you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm very much in that camp too.
Waving your hand across your face as if there's a bad smell.
What, like,
In Japan.
yeah.
So waving your hand
Wafting.
across your face.
Yeah.
As you're looking at somebody over your eyes, wafting. Yes,
Yeah.
getting rid of that smell.
Yeah.
And saying, Tondamonai.
Tondamonai.
Sorry, Japan.
Sorry.
Tondamonai.
Tondamonai, is it? Yeah.
Means no way.
No way.
I don't know which no way it means though.
Yeah, like no
Does
way.
it
to
mean
do
no
that.
way or no way?
No way, man.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, and I think that second no way, like no way, that's a very Dublin thing. That's a very Dublin
I've
thing.
heard it.
No way, man.
I've heard it in many places.
But like, no way am I doing that. That's probably more what it is. Yeah, nope.
No, I don't hear no way am I doing that in Dublin much at all.
No, that's what I'm saying. The other one is very much Dublin. Like, are you serious? No way. You know, that's a very Dublin thing. Whereas, no way am I doing that would be more that bloody hand gesture thing. Yeah. No way am I doing that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's immediately what comes to mind with me anyway.
Pointing your finger to your nose in Japan, we're still in Japan, people. Pointing your finger to your nose, touching your nose, and saying, Watashi.
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 Okay.
Means me.
Me. Watashi.
Me? Watashi, question mark. Me? Like we'd point at our sternum or our left or right shoulder, depending on which hand you're using or whatever.
Yeah.
And
I
say
am
me?
Paul. Yeah.
No, it's not I am Paul. It's me, question mark. It's me?
Oh, me.
So somebody came out and called you.
Me, you mean?
And you went me, would be touching your nose in Japan and going, Watashi.
Okay, right, yeah.
Yeah, it means me.
Cool.
Which is weird because that's lots of face touching. I'm not saying it's weird because that's really offensive.
No,
it's
weird
weird
to us
because
Westerners, yeah.
touching your face, I think, is fucking. People touch their face way more than they think they do.
Oh, I know. I'm forever at it.
Cocking a snook.
I want now.
Cocking a snook.
Come on.
Have a guess.
Is it?
Describe what you're doing, man.
Okay,
It's an audio
it's
podcast.
basically making like a gun shape with my hand and going, you know.
Okay. Why would you think that's cocking a snook?
Cock, you know, you cock a gun.
Yeah, no, it's not that.
No.
It's not even close.
Okay.
Cocking a snook is placing your thumb on your nose with your
Ah,
hand open
yeah.
and wiggle your fingers back and forward.
Yeah, okay.
Its origins really aren't known, but it can be traced back as far as 1791.
Wow, okay. I would have always called that snubbing your nose at somebody as opposed to cocking a snook.
No, that you think sticking your thumb and going na is snubbing your nose to somebody?
Yeah.
Would that not be when you're looking at somebody and you catch their eye and you look away?
Ah, okay, so you're
That's
going
snubbing your nose.
Is it?
Yeah, well, that's a tease. You'd have your kid,
your nose, isn't it? Saying thumbing
catch
your
me,
nose.
you can't catch me,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's cocking a snook. Apparently there is a
Or
word.
tumming your nose. Tumming your nose I was thinking of, yeah.
Okay, cocking a snook, I think, is much more ridiculous
Yeah.
and way more suitable.
Sounds way better.
Yeah. So as I said, it can be traced as far back as 1791. The Story of My Life by Augustus Hare in 1879 also referenced it.
Okay.
The Times, the UK Times, I take it, said it in an article in 1904, but said nothing about it being a hand gesture.
Okay.
So either they thought everybody
Well,
knew
understood
what
it
we'd
was,
be
didn't have
referring to,
yeah,
and
didn't have to
actually
describe it, like.
the article I read, they were talking about monkeys in the zoo and the mischievousness they do with the people who were there to see them or something like that.
Yeah.
And they mentioned cocking a snook, but they didn't mention it was thumb on nose
Oh,
and
the
la la
wiggling
la.
fingers, yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't know, maybe they were having a pedal and crank. Maybe that was cocking a snook.
I don't know.
But yeah, so no, I don't know. A snook is also a species of fish.
Okay.
It's long and silvery with a long pike head. So it's that bullet shaped.
Yeah, and does it have like a large dorsal fin, by any chance?
I don't think so. Well, if it's
what I was thinking, this
if it's long and thin, then it's built for speed.
Right, okay.
So having a large dorsal fin, I'm not sure is...
It's just,
Yeah, no, it does have this appendage on the front of its face. And
right.
it doesn't have a fucking appendage
No,
on the front of
you're
its
saying
face.
that.
No, it's a long bullet-shaped fish.
Okay.
And it would have the fins that you picture a
Sleek,
pike-like fish to have. The snook is between 1.5 meters to 5 feet long. It's not a small fish.
No, it's not.
It's a big
That's
fucking
a big
fish.
ass pike.
It's a really big fish, and it's about 4/5 the size of the average person. Like, it's big.
Yeah.
It's a big fish. It's valued as a food source and for sport. Of course, it's fucking valued for sport. Everything is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking assholes. Yeah. So, cocking a snook, which I think is the most hilarious thing I've ever heard. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous name for something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I thought you meant like doing that.
No, God, no.
Like,
And
you're easily amused.
It's
there.
hilarious when your nieces and nephews do it to you, or your children do it to you.
Yeah.
But calling it cocking a snook is
Cocking a
just
snook.
weird to me.
Yep. It
Just
is.
really
well,
weird.
it's very 1700s, isn't it? Come on. It's old English. It's old.
Well,
language.
if they can trace it as far back as 1791, and that doesn't mean that's the origin. If they were citing it in 1791, its origins are much further back. So much further back than the 18th century.
Yeah.
And it fits that cocking a snook
That
is
kind
what
of
they call it.
language,
That kind of that language kind of suits it.
Old world language. Yeah.
Rude Irish hand gestures.
Right, okay.
Now,
I'm sure I use some of these in my daily life.
I'll forewarn you and everybody else that's listening that this started out as rude Irish hand gestures and looking her up, and ended up me ranting about just rude people. So we're going to go there.
Okay.
Right, rude Irish hand gestures. The double middle finger.
Yeah.
As if one wasn't a clear enough message.
Yeah. I've been doing plenty of that in Daily Mail tonight.
Here's 2 for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
We do loads of
Fuck
that.
you.
Although I won't be doing too much of that in Daily Mail tonight because there's no opposition fans. We're playing UCD.
Okay. That was a shot at them. Sorry,
No,
UCD.
There is literally no fans.
Okay, but the double middle finger, which is just fantastic. I
Double
love it.
fingers across the pitch at the other side.
Fuck you, man.
We all do it. We all do
As
it.
if one's not good enough, here's 2.
Yeah.
Raising a clenched fist.
I would have said that's a symbol of resistance.
Yeah. What?
Bit more that.
Yeah.
Outstretched.
Palm out.
Palm out it's a
is
symbol of
resistance.
Yeah.
But raising a clenched fist,
Fucking
I'm
kill you.
fucking get out my land.
Yeah, I'd fucking
You know?
kill you.
It's negative, much like as in every other place.
Yeah.
It's
everyone-
negative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put your arms out. Fucking smack you all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite
But
obvious.
shaking your fist while raising your hand only makes it more hilarious.
Hey, shake me fist at you.
It's
Hey,
like
shake me
fucking
fist at you.
Watch why you're shaking that, man.
Well, there's another one we do.
Yeah,
we do
there
with
you
the
go.
football ranking.
Well, you see, I
Wank.
didn't find that. I didn't find that anywhere. Like, there's all these rude gestures
Oh,
in
it's
different
definitely
countries,
there, yeah.
and I found a list, rude Irish gestures.
Yeah.
I didn't find, like, we're talking now about raising your fist, your clenched fist.
Yeah.
If you raise it above your head and rock it back and forward, I'll fucking kill you. But if you raise it above your head and rock it left to right, you have a completely different
very
meaning.
different meaning.
Yeah, and I leave you to infer what meaning you've got.
So bear in
Yeah,
mind,
but I didn't find that anywhere.
if you're listening to this podcast on the Lewis on Monday morning on your way to work, things could get very interesting.
If you're listening to this podcast on the Lewis or the bus or in your car on the way to work, and you're doing the hand signals as we're describing them so you can get the visual image in your head, be very careful with the last one, which I should have probably forewarned you on, but you know, warning is better than nothing.
Yeah. Better late than never, that.
Yeah, if the cop pulls you over because you're calling him a wanker, then, you know, just rewind this bit and play it again. Sorry. Raising your hand, raising your opened hand
Yeah.
over your steering wheel in your car. with your palm facing you
I've seen this one, yeah.
is the same as saying, what the fuck? Over
Okay.
the, yeah, your wrist rested on the steering wheel.
And your hand up.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
You're saying,
yeah,
what the
yeah.
fuck? Apparently. And that's obviously a new one because
Yeah.
a relatively new one.
Yeah,
Because
no, I'm down here and I'm making
you-
a kind of face and the
Yeah,
fuck, like,
yeah.
no, it makes sense actually, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a relatively new one because
Yeah.
it involves a car. It's not like you
steering
can walk around with your own
Horse and
driving
cart.
wheel
Yeah.
and just do it over that. What the fuck, man? Yeah, that's just going to look weird. So it is. What the fuck? Ignoring a handshake. Someone sticks out their hand
Oh, that's, yeah.
and you ignore it. No explanation is needed. You know what you did. You know what it means. Fuck you, man. I'm not shaking your hand. Enough said. There's nothing needs to be said.
And we're saying at the Women's World Cup this week and I'm not going to say any more about it.
But yeah, there you go. Snapping your fingers in a restaurant.
Jesus, that pisses me off.
Hand above your head.
Server,
Clicking your fingers.
you know,
Yeah.
serving to get here. Oh, I
Yeah.
really hate that. And you see it so often, like way more often than you would think.
Yeah.
And it's not just in like, you know, Michelin star restaurants, fucking McDonald's, like,
Yeah. Just
seriously.
clicking your fingers.
Yeah.
And
It's
that's
so rude.
I think the person you're clicking, whether they work there, whether a waitress or a waiter or a server or something, if you're clicking your finger at them,
Yeah.
they've got every right
To ignore you.
to give you the double middle finger.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I
So
hope they-
anybody working in any fast food restaurant, any retail outlet, if someone raises their hand, clicking their finger to get your attention, I give you permission right now to give them the double middle finger.
Not sure their boss will go along with that.
And if
I
their
agree
boss
with
doesn't
you.
go along with that,
Find
yeah,
a new job, actually. Yeah, you're right.
absolutely.
Scumbag.
This one is fucking stupid. Talk to the hand.
Ah, yeah, talk to her hand because the face ain't listening.
I question if it's very offensive. It's not offensive, it's just irritating.
It's fucking Jerry Springer.
Yeah. Grow up and learn something else other than talk to the hand.
No, learn to actually defend your argument.
Yeah,
instead of
yeah.
just like,
I don't want to listen to the fucking truth
Yeah.
or listen
Face
to
is not
facts.
listening.
Yeah, no, that deserves a double
I think
middle
that's
finger
kind of died
and a
out
kick
though.
in the
I mean,
hole.
that would have been a big one back in the, you know, at the turn of the century. And as I said, Jerry Springer was very much.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in years now.
responsible
No,
for that. It's
I
been a while since
did.
I
I
heard
read
that.
it and I read that fact and traced back up to the top so you can see when the article was published.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was published in something like 2017 or something like that.
Okay.
Which is fairly recent.
It is recent,
but
yeah.
much more recent than I thought it would have been.
Yeah, I mean, as
Yeah.
I said, it was
But apparently,
late 90s, turn of the century. I would have thought.
apparently in Ireland, we find talk to the hand very offensive, which is just fucking stupid.
No, it's not offensive, it's just really annoying.
This one is just slightly below raising your hand above your head and clicking your fingers for me
Okay.
on the
Really annoying scale.
boil my fucking blood
Yeah.
ometer. Tapping your finger on the counter. So
Oh,
you're
hurry
at
up.
say you're at the reception for a hotel.
Yeah, and you're waiting.
You're drumming
Hurry
your
up.
finger
Hurry up, yeah.
on the counter.
Yeah, oh.
I hope they leave you standing there for hours. It pisses me off.
Or tapping your foot as well, same kind of thing, isn't it?
Well,
Standing there tapping your foot.
There's nothing more hilarious than I'm going back to Jesus, when was it? I think it was 1997. I worked in HMV in the Blanchardstown Centre. And
No way.
yeah.
I used to work there as well.
And we had a box set out on the floor and it was a limited edition. And this owl lad came up and I don't even remember what the guy looked like. I just remember he had grey hair, balding. He was elderly-ish, but not so old that you shouldn't be let out in public on your own.
Yeah, no,
But yeah, so he came up with this box set that he saw that he must have been looking for ages. And he was like, I'll take this. And I went, Grant, I'll just go and box it up for you and I'll heat wrap it. We'll put all the stuff back in and box it. And he was like, I want a newer box. I don't want the floor model. And I said, there isn't a newer box.
That's it, like.
And he was like, have you not got one in storage at the back? And I went, it's a limited edition. There's a reason it's a limited edition.
Yeah.
I have to take this, put everything back in it, heat wrap it and give it to you. And he was like, well, that's just unacceptable. And he just started to get wound up.
Yeah.
And I was very calmly saying, the reason it's a limited edition is there's not that many of them. So we don't have one in the back that we can just give to you.
Yeah.
And he said, I'd like to speak to your manager. I was obviously being a bit curt on him or something. Yeah. I'd like to speak to your manager. And he stood back from the counter waiting for the manager so the next person could get served with his arms folded, tapping his feet on the ground. And it's the most hilarious thing I've ever fucking seen. It was. And he's obviously not used to tapping, or he was right-handed and would tap his right foot more than his left, but he just couldn't generate the irritation needed in his left foot. It was fucking hilarious. And my manager, when I went in, she'd said, oh, fucking, what's it about? And I said, he got I think it was a Pink Floyd box set or something.
Right, okay.
He'd gotten the box set, and she goes, I know it, yeah. And I said, I told him I'd put the stuff back in it. And he said he wanted a new one. And she said, before I explained further, it's a limited edition.
There are no new.
And I said, I told him that, and he thought I was getting smart with him. And she went, right, I'll go out and I'll deal with him. So she was just making sure she had my version of the inverted commas argument before she went to him. And she goes, thanks very much. And she left him waiting 20 minutes before she went in. Just because of the attitude he had taken. You know, if you're gonna be an asshole about people working in retail and take it out on them, if their boss is decent, they're gonna fucking leave you waiting, man. You know, there's a way of dealing with things.
Come here, I told you I know, so I worked in retail for years. But I'm gonna put the argument, why the hell did they open the box set? If it's a limited edition, why was it open?
They wouldn't have come to the store and said, here, open that and take the shit out of it and put it out and thing. It would have come packaged like that. I mean, all the stuff they'd get would have come from somewhere. Somebody opened it, took all the stuff out of it, and then sent it out. Absolutely, I agree with you. Right. But it wasn't done in store. Oh, okay. They didn't make that decision.
It's not like you had it on display with all of the stuff that's in the box set all out separately on display, like. It was showing what's in the box set, like.
No. It just had been opened. Because that just got fucking nicked, man.
True enough.
Which is why somebody somewhere took that stuff out of the box anyway, in case someone swipes it. Yeah. Limited edition.
I get you. The box was on display.
Yeah.
Right. I thought everything was on display.
No, God, no. That was all stored inside.
Yeah, so only the box was on display.
Yeah.
And he's kicking up because he wanted a new box.
I want a new box. Yeah.
Out you go.
Yeah.
Good luck.
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't get into trouble about it. And I don't know how well or how badly he did. Yeah. But he ended up not buying it.
He didn't buy it?
No. And subsequently, someone else bought it. And when it was wrapped for them, thanks very much.
Perfect.
Well, just put everything back in this box and I'll heat seal it for you. Yeah. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Not a thing. There's people get up and they go out to ruin people's days.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's all I can say, yeah. But anyway, be nice to your fucking staff. They have to put up with assholes going out and intentionally ruining their day.
Yeah, and they're not very well paid for it either.
And that after that asshole is left, they've got a whole day to navigate.
Yeah.
So I don't care whether it's retail, cinema, Pizza Hut, Burger King, McDonald's, anything. Wherever, treat people kindly.
Yes,
Fuck
exactly.
me.
Yep.
It's not rocket science. Anyway, to wrap up, I want to do a quick whistle stop of gestures that I found around the world.
Okay.
And I'm not doing all of them because there's fucking tons of them. It's like 42 countries, so I'm not doing all of them. But in Italy, and you will know this because you've seen it.
Right.
Cup your hands together.
Right.
As if trapping a bird.
Yeah, okay.
And wave them up and down.
Oh my God, footballers.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. Yeah. Why are you saying this? That's what it means.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what you say.
That's not a foul, ref. Why are you giving me a yellow card? Yeah, definitely.
That's not a red card. Take that back. Yeah. But I can't believe it. But that's real? What it is. That's what it is. And there are variations of it in different countries around Europe.
Okay.
But that's what it means in Italy.
I always thought they were saying, please no. Yeah, that
well,
makes
that's
sense.
what I thought, but yeah, there you go.
Real
So
ref.
some of them are in use and very well known.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
even if you say, no, I don't know them.
Oh, anyone that
when
watches
they're
football,
described to you,
that's you've seen that one.
swiping your downturned palm, like facing the ground, and swiping your hand out from under your chin.
Under your chin, yeah. So it's like, fuck you.
Well, it means in Italy, I don't give a damn, but I'm sure it means something much more vulgar.
So I don't give a shit.
Yeah. In Peru, tapping your forehead with bunched fingers means I don't get it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I'm not smart enough.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Yeah, which is kind of weird.
No, it's,
Yeah, but that's what it means.
that makes sense.
Wave a forefinger in Peru still. Wave a forefinger in front of your nose.
I feel like an idiot here doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like,
Indicates a rich and good-looking person.
oh.
You know what? I don't fucking think so. You probably get a nod. Check it out.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's just mad. In Ghana, scratch the palm of your left hand with the index finger of your right hand. It indicates money, apparently.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes
Flapping your hand upwards with your palm
Really?
facing down. So it's the same thing. Palm down, hand out. Same thing as in Japan.
Yeah.
Flapping your fingers together back and forward means come here.
Right,
It
so
means
that
the same thing.
Yeah.
As opposed to what I inferred it as is get the fuck out of here.
Shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. In Ghana, tap your stomach with your right hand and then raise that right hand up. That's a sign of satisfaction. So you've had a nice meal. Yeah.
That was good. Yeah.
This is the thing we were talking about. In the Philippines, wiggle your finger. So it's the come here to me you gesture.
Right.
It's a fist extended with your index finger pointing up.
Yeah.
The come here to me you gesture in the Philippines is used to beckon dogs and rude if aimed at people.
Well, that's basically what we said earlier. Yeah.
Well, it's only that the fucking dogs aren't going, that's fucking rude. But it still
It's
shouldn't be
rude to
done
the
to
dog
fucking
too.
dogs.
Yeah.
You know
Rude to the
what?
dog
You
too.
can do it to a dog if you get a fucking cat to come. So yeah, you try it. Otherwise, fuck that. In Nepal, press your hands together in front of your chest in a praying posture. And that's a formal greeting.
Yeah.
Which
And
stands
that
for
was
a
the
simple
serendipity that I was talking about earlier. We were having coffee yesterday when we were having our production meeting for this show. And when we brought the cups back in, the guy made that gesture to us and said,
Yeah,
"Namaste,"
that was-
which I just thought,
Yeah, thought
we
that
had
was
just
lovely.
literally been talking about it, and it was lovely.
That's
but
so
it was
nice,
also
yeah.
very serendipitous that we had just literally been talking about it.
Yeah,
And then
it is lovely.
there it was in use, which was pretty cool.
Okay, the Italian, I can't believe this thing that we were talking about.
Yeah, with the fingers, yeah.
In France, like the Italian one is hands together
Where
and
you're
wave
cupping
them
a
back and
fish,
forth.
yeah.
Yeah. In France, holding out both hands with your fingers pinched together
Yeah,
indicates worry or stress.
right.
But that's what I see on football
Yeah.
pitches
Like, no,
as well.
No,
yeah.
This cannot be happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it must be a societal thing that they all understand, because they don't just join a football team and then go, this is a list of signals and gestures
Yeah.
that we do to referees to voice our concerns.
Yeah.
It's
That is
obviously
a societal
something,
thing,
yeah. In Germany, tap your finger on your head at your temple. That means you're crazy.
Well, that's
Which
very
does-
much the same here.
It's not.
Although we kind of do a
it's not.
circle.
We
more do a
either
circle.
do a circle or we
twist like a
screw,
yeah,
we
there's
drill.
a screw loose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
tapping
In Germany, just tap
tapping your head here, or where I grew up in Ireland, anyway, it meant, yeah, you know.
Yeah, you know what.
It was that one,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
it was the nostril.
Say
Tap the
nothing.
nostril and
Say nothing.
you ain't seen me, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
say nothing. yeah.
In Germany also, make two fists with thumbs tucked inside, so your thumbs are facing back towards you.
Yeah, right.
Back towards you, your fists are side on. And then bump them softly on a surface. And that means good luck.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Never seen that done.
No.
No.
Never seen it done.
Don't know a lot of German people though, in fairness.
I was in Germany for a little while, a long time ago, but I never saw that.
I've never met a German I don't like. I have to be honest with you. No, I've only met a few, but they're all lovely, lovely people. The ones I've met, yeah, definitely.
In Germany also, wave a hand with the palm facing in front of your face.
What, like John Cena?
Yep.
You can't see me.
That means you're insane.
So John Cena is basically telling the whole of Germany that he thinks they're nuts then, yeah?
I think he's telling the whole of the world that he's nuts.
Nah, that's the whole you can't see me thing.
Yeah, you can't see me. You're all fucking nuts. I'm not really here. I'm just a fig roll of your imagination.
A fig roll of your imagination.
So, Spain. Rapidly opening and closing your hand. So it's hand up, palm in.
Yeah.
Rapidly closing your hand in front of your body. So you pinch your fingers and then splay them.
Oh, yes.
That means it's packed in there.
That makes sense, right?
It makes sense, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, no, but like when your fingers are spread out, each of those fingers is a person and there are lots of room between them. So there's lots of room. Then you squeeze them all together.
Tightly packed.
It's packed.
It makes sense to me, but I've never seen it.
Have you not?
No, never seen it. In Spain also, lower your hands to your waist and clench slightly your hands. So your arms are open.
So your fingers are slightly bent.
Yeah, so you're making that
claw
thing with your hand with your palms facing out.
And you're down to your waist.
Bring your hands up to
your shoulders.
Not your shoulders, but just
halfway
up to parallel, up to perpendicular, like, and then lower them. And that means he or she is so lazy. Don't get it. Don't get it. Why would you put it down there? Why did you just call someone fucking lazy? Yeah, no, I don't get it.
I'm not Spanish. You're not Spanish. That's why I don't get it.
In Spain, passing your forefinger and your middle finger either side of your nose. Again, touching your fucking face.
What have you got against touching your face then?
You don't know where your fucking hands have been.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Like, I'm not this germaphobe thing.
Hey, your Howard Hughes' bloody reincarnation.
But it's not that, but
no,
like lots of people and lots of times during the day, I've got my hand on my face, my head leaning on my hand.
You've been pretty much pulling that beard off your face all podcast.
Pulling that beard. But it's just touching your face. People touch their faces so much more than they think they do. Oh. But anyway, passing a forefinger and your middle finger either side of your nose, just beneath your eyes, and down towards your mouth.
What, like a crying gesture?
Yeah, that means I'm broke.
I'm broke?
Yeah, in Spain, apparently.
Right. As in have no money,
if there's any
broke.
Spaniards out there and I'm wrong, please let me know, because I found these on the internet.
So they must be true.
The internet is never wrong.
No.
Yeah. In Brazil, and I have seen this, I haven't been in Brazil, but I've known Brazilian people. Hit your fingers with, so one hand, it's like it's at your chest, cupped at your chest. Right. Okay? And the other hand, hit your fingers with your other hand. So the back of one hand.
So like a reverse clap almost.
Yeah. And that's, I don't care. But I have seen that. This is probably, these two are the best ones that I saw. And of all the ones that I found, this one makes most sense to me, this next one. In Russia, stretch your left hand behind your head and scratch your right ear. That means things are getting too complicated.
Yep.
It's fantastic. It's so good. I love it. It's just a business. Also in Russia, trace your thumb across your throat.
As in I'm going to kill you, or death.
Apparently that means I've had enough.
Had enough of you.
It could be I've had enough of you, or you're fucking dead. Like, I don't get that. That's why I've had enough.
People listening to this podcast are going to think I'm a massive wrestling fan. The Undertaker's gesture, when he's going to finish them off.
He is a mad wrestling fan.
I am not. I have children.
He rocked up here last week with a fucking Hulk Hogan t-shirt.
Yeah, that's because I was going to the wrestling that night with my son.
Yeah, and what, you get dressed in the morning for going that evening?
No, I just had... No,
You were celebrating the day. You're a Hulk
I
fan.
was back.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
the following day. We
Yeah.
went on the Thursday. I was still wearing it the next day.
The index and middle finger up, palm facing out, so it's the V sign
Yeah.
in Japan. Use some photos to show you were happy and having a good time and this is what I didn't get, because Japanese people generally won't smile in photos. That's completely untrue. I've seen loads of
Yeah, I've
photographs
seen
of
lots.
Japanese people
Yeah.
having a fucking great time and smiling. So
Yeah.
I don't know where this shit comes from. Again, bunched fingers together in Mexico,
Yeah.
but that means a lot of something, or mucho.
Mucho.
So I've never seen South American football where one of them is getting red carded or booked or there's a free kick or fucking something like that, and they're doing that I can't believe what you're doing
Yeah.
gesture that they're doing, that we've said happens on the continent,
Yeah,
by
I've
bunching
seen
your
that,
hands
yeah.
together, palms in.
Yeah, the French do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
In Mexico, that same gesture means.
but
a
it's
lot.
not rocked back and forward, it's
Oh,
just
just
pulled
holding.
down,
Yeah.
and apparently that means
A lot of.
a lot of something. Mucho.
Okay.
In Mexico, and I think I'll finish here, tap the palm of your hand with the opposite elbow. That means stingy.
Stingy.
I've no idea why, but it does apparently.
Now we have some international listeners, so explain what stingy means.
Stingy, mean.
Mean.
Yeah.
Mean.
You stingy,
Tight.
stingy bastard.
Yeah.
Get up, it's your round.
Tight fisted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's USA ones, and we all know them. It's
Okay, go
like
on.
the crossed index finger over the middle finger is, I hope, good luck.
Oh yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Sorry, yeah. No, really,
I don't know
give
why
some
that's a
random
US thing, because
Yeah,
I've
that's
known
everywhere.
it all my life.
That's
Yeah,
universal. Yeah.
The fist bump was another one.
Fist bump. Well
Hi
done,
friend,
or
I don't
sounds,
understand.
Or, yeah.
I would say, yeah, that is an American thing, but
Yeah.
I don't know why that's one of their gestures. I
It's
mean, I'm sure they've
become-
got lots of other
And
gestures.
yeah, it became far more widespread during COVID because it replaced handshakes in
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah, yeah.
situations. So
Yeah.
and it's really kind of caught on now where we're all fist bumping. I think
Yeah,
you know a lot more often. So there you go.
yeah. So that's it. Gestures. Be very careful out there, people.
Yeah,
Your gesture might get you fucking battered.
exactly. Or at the very least, offend somebody you didn't intend to offend.
Yeah,
Be nice to each other, folks.
yeah. Treat staff well.
See you next time.